times of the assets employed has started going down. When the cycle times go down, it is a measure of the efficiency of how the assets employed are being utilized. So they're being utilized to the optimum. So we've gone down to about 6 days. We would like to improve that more further. But the most significant thing that we have done through just retraining the crew and improving efficiencies, our accident rates, and when I say incidences, I mean derailments, capsizements, failures, has gone down by 45%. It was very common when I joined 2008 for me to get a call from Uganda and be told we've had 3 derailments. In the Central Coast side, we are told we've had 3 derailments, and on the Kenyan side, we've had another 3 derailments. So it was an operation that was just, you're having derailments virtually every day. We are not out of the woods yet. We still have a long way to go. Our accident rates are still fairly high. We still have at least an incident every day, but it is a big improvement from what we were having, where you were talking about 3 to 4 every day. And these improvements that you see here have been done purely through management innovation and creativity. No investment yet. We have not done any investment here. And if you recall, both the Kenya and Uganda railways, I cannot even remember when there was any major investment in these 2 lines. Maybe some of you can remember when the last investment happened. Maybe it's 25 years ago when there was a major investment in this line, in these places. So it is a network that has been starved of investment for a very long time. Just very quickly, what kind of customers do we serve? Which have shipping companies, which is the mooring shipping companies that they call who call the Port of Mombasa. We've got cargo owners. Principally, these are millers, grain millers, cement owners. Then we've got logistics service providers who are known in this part of the world as clearing and forwarding agents. There is a slide that I wanted of all the assets. So this one is, yes. These are the assets that we inherited. In Kenya, 4,214 wagons, Uganda 1,414, a total of 5,628 wagons. Passenger coaches. 8 years you do a complete refurbishment, rehabilitation, and it gives you another 20 to 30 years. And Busulo, if I'm wrong, please correct me. It gives you another 20 to 30 years. Now, all these assets, both in Kenya and Uganda, had already gone through 4 years without any attention. All of them have gone through 8 years without any attention. So literally what we're saying, we inherited a completely dilapidated, unattended to, lack of upgrades, assets that were actually limping towards their graves, as it were. I will not go into the main line. Our main line between Mombasa and Kampala is 1,324. I will not go to that, and the number of staff that we inherited. So, how is the concession being run at the moment? There has been a lot of, in the press, I think you may have seen this, that we have engaged American Latina Logistica to be our partners, our technical partners. We call them consultants, carrying out our upgrades, say like fuel efficiencies, rehabilitation of locomotives, changing our operational procedures, and in many of the things. We are borrowing from what is existing. We did not think it was necessary for us to invent the wheel. The wheel has been invented already. But why AL? AL because it was also a failed concession, same history as us, and it was rescued and turned around completely. They have a meter gauge like ours. They are much bigger than ours. They are 20,000 kilometers of rail line. we are talking about only 1,300. They do something like 50 million tons a year. We just talked about 1.5 million tons. So it's the experiences they have. But also what we have done is ask them to identify a number of their staff who can add value and expertise into our operations. And those that they have identified, we've interviewed them, and we have employed them as part of the management team of RVR. We are not bringing them in as consultants, but we are employing them as part of our team to be part of a parcel of our team. Dr. Tobias Heinemann, I mentioned there. Tobias used to be CEO of Autobahn. How do you pronounce it?
Actually,
commuter services in Berlin. And you are doing how many passengers a day?
3 million.
3 million passengers a day. So it's the kind of expertise that we're bringing in to be part of our management team to take us to the next level. So our investment partners, something has I think is an important slide because it brings home to how the concession was originally structured. The original concession provided that the new concessionaire, the investor, and I will leave this to your own judgment, would invest $5 million in Kenya, in Uganda, in 5 years, and would invest $25 million in Kenya in 5 years. The total investment that was expected was only $30 million. And that $30 million would have been provided by KfW and IFC in equal proportion. And the shareholders will fund it. Now, can you imagine that 5 years was only $30 million for a network that has not seen any significant investment for 20, 25 years. So during the restructuring and during the changing of the deeds of amendments, we looked at the whole and we used AL as as a consultant. And we literally walked the line from Mombasa, Nairobi. And we realized, talking about $30 million was completely underestimated. I think those who went into the concession, and that was mistake number 2, those who went into the concession did not realize the magnitude of the issues, the magnitude of what they were taking on. So we looked at it, and we came up and said, we need a 7-year plan. We did a 7-year plan, and to us, the capital spend will be somewhere around the region of $340 million. But then we said, no, let's look at the 5-year plan. And the 5-year plan, in our view, we need somewhere around $300 million. So having had now a business plan, having really did a complete due diligence and an assessment of the issues that we had to address, we came to a total investment of 287. And I say maybe 287 to $300 million. So we had to go out and look for the money. We had to go and see more investors. And this is what the results of this, that we were able to sign a loan, a debt of $164 million in August, provided by FMO, KfW, Equity Bank, African Development Bank, EDFI, and IFC. The shareholders will then contribute $82 million. The trick to this is that for every $2 of debt, the shareholders contribute $1. And from internal generated ourselves, from our own cash flows as management, we expected to contribute $41 million. So we believe that in 5 years we will have spent around 287 to $300 million to bring this network back to the original design speed. The original design speed, the original capacity, and be able to provide an efficient and safe service that is expected of us. We have already got out of the 164, we have already got 49 million US dollars disbursed, and this money was disbursed on 29th of December 2011. So basically I started my year in a very happy note, having quite a lot of cash in my pocket. But this cash, none of it is to go to operations. Not even a dime will go into operation. Every